Hey everybody, Clint at Manskull 101, and we're back out at the gun club doing what? Shooting, of course. What gun do you think we're shooting? Well, what do you think we're shooting? Of course, we're shooting a 44 Magnum. No 10 millimeter today. Can you believe it? I had to switch it up, man. Had to get this big beauty out. This is a Ruger Red Hawk 7.5-inch barrel that I've had for a really long time. It's a great gun. And we've got a couple of different cartridges. That's not true. We've got a couple of different bullets we're trying out today. So this is a Nosler 240 hollow point. See the large exposed lead tip on that? And then this is a Hornady XTP 240 grain hollow point where it's mostly covered with copper all the way to the face. So we're going to try both of these out. They're loaded identically to about 1,400 feet a second. That's just a smidgen over 1,000 foot-pounds of energy. And let's see what the result is. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hang on, here we go. Alrighty, first up is that Nosler with the big exposed lead hollow point. We're going to shoot through a pork shoulder blade, and I got 3 5-gallon jugs of water lined up. Let's see how it goes. Well, that looks pretty good. That's some serious destruction down there. I'm going to walk up, take a look at it. All right, so went down there, took a look at it, blew up the first jug nicely, poked a good hole in that shoulder blade. Didn't show much expansion on that. Totally blew up the first jug and fully penetrated the second jug. But I did see bullet fragments in there. So that bullet's coming apart at this range. Now I think at, more of a hunting type range, 50 to, 100 yards, that bullet's going to slow down a little bit. You're going to get a better result, and it'll hold together better in, say, a deer-sized animal. So right now, though, we're going to switch to the Hornady XTP, which is, I believe, manufactured to handle a higher velocity. So let's see how this goes. All righty, let's rock and roll. Well, I definitely got it. I put the heat on that thing. I can see the bones exploded right now down there. Let's go down and take a look at it. All righty, let's get a good look at this. We got, oh man, oh man. Look at that. So we caught the ridge on that shoulder blade bone and just destroyed that bone. Look at that. Holy cow. I expected not that. I didn't expect any more damage on this blade bone with that bullet. And so we see it emptied out this first bullet, or this first jug, and split it open, but did not show quite as much hydrostatic shock, right? There's an end hole there. And there's a split back here. But I don't see a bullet exit. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to say that bullet is perhaps in this jug somewhere. Interesting. So we got about one more shot's worth. Let's try that. I'm going to switch these up. Put a fresh one on the front. Get them lined up. I'm going to put a shoulder blade on there. So I'm going to put you on pause for a second. If I can. Or not. All right, well, that was impressive, right? Blew that bone to smithereens. Split the jug, but not as much as before. But caveat to that is I had left the rock that I used to hold the bag with the shoulder blade in it in place while I wrap it. I'd left that sitting on top of that jug. You think that affects the amount of, because you saw it pop up in the air, right? So you think that affects the amount of destruction or hydrostatic shock that's displayed on that jug? Possibly. That rock weighs a good pound and a half or something. Anyway, so we're going to do the same load, Hornady XTP, 1,400 feet a second, 240 grain bullet, without the rock sitting on top of the jug this time. All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. Well, holy cow, I can see from here, those XTPs have a more dramatic impact on that bone, right? It's busting that bone in half immediately. So even though they're designed, physically looking at them, to handle higher velocity, they say 700 to 1,500 feet per second. I'm at 1,400 feet per second at, that's 10 yards. So I'm getting everything out of it. It's not losing much by the time it hits that target. But it's destroying that bone. Let's go take a look at it. All right, you can see that all right. Looks like, let's take this bone out of here. It's destroyed again. Just a little bit low on that bone that hit was, but, pretty destructive, right? That's pretty destructive. The pig's not walking away from that one. Might waddle away or limp away. And so that's the next question. Are we getting enough penetration on a big animal like a heavy pig, a 350-pound pig or a 350-pound bear, with a hollow point? It's a lot of power, a lot of foot-pounds of energy, and a lot of bullet weight. But that's kind of what we're looking at, right? So split it open nice and wide, busted the back open, and we got a little, I see a bullet right here, and I don't know if it just came out of that one. Got a separated jacket, is not there anymore. It's a pretty good chunk of lead still. I can weigh it. I got my scale at my bag over there. And we definitely got a hole in here. But it's not a clean, straight hole. You see that? It's just a split. Very interesting. I expected that Hornady XTP to hold together better than the Nosler round. And it's not appearing that that's the case. More destruction right up front, right? On that shoulder blade bone, it's hammering that. So, now let me see, what am I going to do? I want to shoot another one of the Nosler bullets just on this single jug. That's all I got left. And see how it reacts. So hang with me. All right, here we go. So this is my last jug, and it's wounded, sitting there bleeding to death. This is a Nosler hollow point with a large exposed lead tip. Now, full disclosure, though, the Noslers I shot beforehand were 22 grains of an undisclosed powder, and this is 23. So maybe that's the difference. One full grain difference. Those the Hornady XTPs, that was 23 grains. So now we're at 23 grains with this. I'm getting a glitch with my camera. It's locked up. Hopefully audio is still going. I'll give you a play-by-play if the video's not working at least. Okay, so this is just on the jug. Pretty impressive. This thing's so much fun to shoot. Yeah. And for sure, that's plenty of gun for a deer, right? I'm positive it is. I know it is. I would say if you can hit good, hit your 8-inch circle, behind the front shoulder at 100 yards, that's a dead deer within reason. If it's a, 475-pound giant muley, maybe not, but your average deer or, 250-pound deer, a big deer, should take care of it, no problem. All right, so there's not much to look at up there. I'm going to go, I got a swinging target down there. I'll get that set up, put a fresh coat of paint on it, and we'll shoot a couple of rounds on that just for visual aid to see what kind of swing and impact it has. So